again. I come back again. So I will give you a tour of this indoor and outdoor museum of the Chinese garden. So you will have of a garden looks like, and have you a glimpse of our culture of garden and art. Okay, let's get started. Right here you can see a part where they have a small open hole. We call it a 蟹 or 水蟹. Normally, those open hole was built along lakeside or pond side, or sometimes riverside. And you can also see there's rockeries that was made of a natural rock. We call it 假山, the fake mountain. They were piled up of the rocks from the nature. And you can see the yellow color. And in front of the rockery and the hole, there's a pond. So Chinese garden emphasized on 叠山离水, fold the rockery and manage the water. So you can see the koi, the goldfish, swimming in the pond. This is the corner of the main hall in the garden museum. And we'll explore more. And I'll tell you more about our Chinese garden. Because I'm a garden lover. I have a passion for garden. I've been to many gardens in China. And this is a corridor. And we'll go there later. And first, I'll show you some big model. And this one here is a 1 to 150 scale of an imperial garden in China. We call it a Yuanmingyuan Garden. That was located on the northwest of Beijing, 25 kilometers from Forbidden City. In the Qing dynasty, over 150 years, 5 generations of the emperor of the Manchurian, they built and expanded this garden. And it took 150 years to build and renovate. But unfortunately, in 1860, after the Second Opium War, Anglo-French forces invaded Beijing and they occupied this garden. They want to teach the Chinese emperor a lesson. So they burned down this garden and looted this garden. Today, if you go to the Louvre Museum and the Great Britain Museum, and you will find a lot of Chinese treasures that was taken from this garden. So today in Beijing, this garden become a ruins park. Just teach the Chinese people do not forget the history, so they don't rebuild this garden. So we can only see this model. Okay, and this is a shame. Because this garden belongs to all our mankind, but it was built by people and destroyed by people. If you look at the history, we have a war every minute. Even right now, I'm talking to you in a peaceful country, but we have still other part of the world in Ukraine and in Middle East, still people are fighting. So in our history, there's peace is always temporary, war is always. And you can see this huge garden, 150 years to build this magnificent garden. And this is a wonderland and destroyed. It's really a shame. And the Emperor Qianlong of the Qing dynasty, and he is very ambitious. And he's not satisfied with the Chinese garden. So when there's some European missionaries came to China, they helped the emperor to build the Western-styled garden. So this part is just a small area in the northeast corner of the Yuanyuan Garden. That was the Western-styled. So today, if we go to that garden, only this part left because the stone can last longer, and the other parts, the wooden structure, was all vanished. Okay, let's see some Chinese corridor. So you can see this corridor that was as a wooden structure in the Chinese garden. The corridor was used to separate the space, and also in a rainy day like today, it's raining outside. But if you walk along the corridor, and you don't need to worry about the rain, you just relax and walk along, enjoy the rainy scenery. Okay, right here, there's a big, huge rock. That was from the bottom of the lake from South China. We call it a Taihu rock. It's from the bottom of the lake, washed by the water for thousands of years. So it's a very strange shape. And Chinese intellectuals, scholars, they love stones, especially this strange shaped stone. So one emperor from the Song dynasty over 1,300 years ago, he ordered people to contribute to this kind of rock from South China as a tax. So he built a garden called Genyue in the capital. That was today's Kaifeng city in central China. And all the rocks was made from this stone. But later, when the Qidan kissing, Qidan, I don't know the word, Kitterings, yeah, the nomadics from north, they invaded China, and they destroyed their capital and captured emperors, and so the garden was burned down, and the Kittens built the capital in Beijing 850 years ago, and they transported the rocks from central China to Beijing, built their imperial garden. So this rock is from that imperial garden 1,300 years ago, and it's called this every unique rock. People will give them a beautiful name. This is called a Qinglian Duo, blue lotus flower. Okay, when we stand here, and you can see this is just like lotus flower blossomed. And right here we can see some goldfish. This big pot was made of wood as used to keep the goldfish. In the garden, you can sit there for hours watching the goldfish. This kind of goldfish is called pearls because their scale was just like a pearls. See, this goldfish have a big bubbles around its eyes. Sometimes it's hard to understand the Chinese culture, even for us, because our culture is losing. We are losing our culture. We were westernized. Okay, let's keep going. So this museum have an indoor and outdoor part. When the rain get small, I will try to go outside to show you more gardens. And also see here, this is the we call it qizhi, strange rock. This is like a sea wave or cloud. And here's a bonsai. So bonsai is a Japanese word. In Chinese, we call it penzai, pot plant. So here is a small structure, just a half of a pavilion. It reminds me, I've never been to US, but in the Metropolitan Museum, in one area, they built one Chinese wooden structure. It's called a Mingxuan. This is similar to that. And when we go closer, and you can see a more beautiful bonsai. And this is a Chinese art. This is beautiful because the Chinese garden is emphasized on combining the people with the nature. Okay, I will show you exquisite garden from South China. Even this is a replica, but it's a one-to-one scale of a tiny garden. But you can have a glimpse of the taste of the Chinese garden from South China. Okay, let's go in. And this is called the Changyuan Pleasant Garden from South China, Suzhou City. And in South China, the garden was not very striking color. I mean, they don't paint the building in green and red color like the one in Beijing, because in Beijing the winter is very cold, and the only evergreen plant is pine trees and cypress trees, so they need to paint the building. But in South China, the trees and grass are evergreen, so they just use white and gray. And this is give you a more peace of mind, so you can just relax and enjoy the view. And this plant is osmanthus. They blossom in fall, autumn. They smell so sweet. And also this rock is also the Taihu rock. This is a private garden. Every garden in China in the old days, except the garden from the temple, all imperial garden and the private garden are not open to public, belong to the owner. So he can invite friends there for entertainment, but strangers not allowed. Okay, let's explore the garden. This is a plum-shaped door. And when we go inside, and you'll find a Chinese building. And inside they have the name on the plaque, Yi Yu Xuan, from right to left. Yi means reclining on, Yu is jade, Xuan is whole. Let's take a look. In South China, it's very common to see the bananas in South China, but in North China, you can see it, but sometimes indoor, even outdoor, cannot compare with the one in South China. Okay, and here is the bamboo, and we also use the stick like obelisk to symbolize the bamboo shoot. So this is our Chinese culture. In the weather, like today's a rainy day, if you go to South China, in standing beside a banana tree, and you can hear the rain fall on the banana, and ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, and we have some music. It's called 雨打芭蕉, raining falling on the banana. That was really, really awesome. But today this garden is indoors, so we cannot hear the rain falling on the banana. Okay, let's keep going. And this part is the main building on the left of the garden, and it's called Liu Yun Shan Fang, Keep Cloud Mountain Hall. And this is the owner's living room, main living room. He will receive a guest and friends. Okay, we can take a look. All these furnishments are the traditional Chinese. And also you can see on the back of the chair, they use a natural pattern of the marble. And the roof is all wooden structures. Okay, and when we turn around, we can see this small water area and a zigzag bridge spanning over the water. And another corridor connects the garden. And this is the hall. We'll go there later. We'll go this way. And this is an orange tree. In China, we have a saying that if the orange tree planted in South China, it's called orange. And if the transplanted to North China, it's called bitter orange. That means different environment can produce different products. And here you can see the floor map of this garden. It's very tiny, not big, but they have all different kinds of Chinese traditional architecture in this garden. A hall, pavilion, and corridor, and waterside hall, open hall. Okay, that's just, everybody can view it.
在室内啊，
Very peaceful and very quiet. Today is raining, so not many people come to the museum. And this building in front is the owner's tea house. It's a place he can make some Chinese tea. And here is the steps you can climb up to the pavilion. And this pavilion is called Dai Yue Ting, the pavilion of waiting for moon. And you can imagine the owner and he and his wife sitting on the pavilion and have a cup of tea and some dim sum, especially on the Mooncake Festival, and waiting the moon, like people waiting for the total solar eclipse a couple days ago. So Chinese people are very romantic. Sometimes you just don't understand us. And when you turn around, then you will see that pavilion. Okay, I'll go this way. And a leaf-shaped door. And when you go in, that's just a bamboo and rockery. Even this tiny space, the Chinese people do not waste. And when we turn right, this is the best spot in the garden. You can have a better view right here. And also you can see the koi in the pond. Koi is a Japanese word. In Chinese we call it jinli, brocade carp. It's the skin of the fish. It's just like a beautiful brocade. Okay, let's keep moving. This room is the owner's study. That's where he will sit down, relax, and read books. Because all the Chinese intellectuals, they were well educated, learned Confucianism, and tried to pass the examinations to become a civil servant. So on the plaque on the top, it's a 敌我诚金. That means wash my dusty clothes. That means you try to keep away from the dirty stuff and keep yourself clean. Wow! I just saw fish jumping out from the water. So I told you before, every garden is a private garden. It's not built for tons of tourists, just for one family. So sometimes it's really crowded in the garden. But it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna show because all the nice stuff should be shared by the people. Okay, when I finish this garden here, I will show you another Cantonese styled garden next door. Okay, let's move on. Right now I'm in the China Garden Museum. So there's a three executed Chinese garden inside this main building. Two was indoor and one was outdoor upstairs. I will go there later. Right now I'll show you this Cantonese styled garden because Canton, Guangzhou, Guangdong opened to the west earlier after the Opium War, and even before that, it's become the port to export Chinese tea, porcelain, and silk. And the Cantonese people were more influenced by the Western culture. So let's go inside and take a look at this Cantonese garden. Normally, the water, the man-made pond in a Chinese garden is natural, but in this Cantonese garden, you will find it's just a square, and that was influenced by the Western culture. And here is a small bridge. We call it a rainbow bridge. This is the living room of the owner. It's called Shen Liu Tang, the hole of a deep willow. I'm pretty sure in Canton, in this orange garden, there's a lot of old willow were planted in that place. And this orchid, the flowers gone. We call it a Junzilan. It's a very common flower in Chinese family. Junzi means a gentleman. So this one we call the orchid of a gentleman. And when we turn around, we can see the floor was paved with the patent, the tile. And you can imagine, you just sit down under this roof with the wisterias like plant over your head. Have a cup of tea and some tropical fruit from Canton. That would be nice. From this angle, you can see that rainbow bridge. Okay, let's keep going. now you can see the reflection of the rainbow bridge from the water. It's really nice to reading books in a Chinese garden. This is just only a small part, a small corner of that garden in Canton. Just to give you a glimpse of this different style. It's like Chinese cuisine, because every area we have different food, like a Sichuan cuisine, the Hunan cuisine, and Cantonese cuisine. So garden is the same. Different area have a different environment. We call it 水土, water and earth. So different water and earth will cultivate different people. So we have different dialect. But our culture, the Chinese culture, is the root. So we share the same root. Okay, let's go upstairs and see another garden from South China. So this garden is the Pleasant Garden from Suzhou. And we'll see another garden from South China, Yangzhou City. They're not far from each other, but a little bit different. So this garden is called a 片石山房, slice stone mountain room. Okay, and right now you can have this. Okay, here is we are on the second floor, and you can see have an overlooking of that Cantonese garden. Let's see that. That is the Cantonese garden we just visited. And when we turn this side, and we'll see that Pleasant Garden. And this one is a bamboo root. Can you imagine how big is that bamboo? Make it an art piece. And we'll turn around. This is the Pleasant Garden, which is into. So now you can see this is a Pleasant Garden, very pleasant. Okay, we're heading to another exquisite garden. This garden was originally built by a royal member of the Ming Dynasty over 600 years ago. He was a descendant of the royal family, so the prince. When he was born, the dynasty collapsed, so he just ran away and became a monk. But he had a good taste, so he designed this garden, and he's a good painter. So let's take a look. In front of this garden, you can see this. Wow, it's raining. So this rockery, and when it rains, like today, if the heavy rain, and on the roof, you can see the rain like waterfall just come down and falling into this pond. That was designed for this kind of weather. but I didn't bring my ring gear. Okay. Wow. So this is nice because in the corridor, you don't need an umbrella or raincoat, and you can still enjoy the rainy scenery in this garden. This place is where the owner used to play his zither, ancient Chinese string music instrument. And also here there's water, and it will dripping and pump out, just like the sound of the music. And here is a window, but they just made the frame like a painting. Go closer. And here is just like a painting of a bamboo. This Chinese garden technique, we call it 框景 frame view. That means the frame of the window will just become the frame of the picture. So it's just like a painting of the bamboo. It's a living painting. In the spring, the flower blossom. It's very nice. Bring life back to the garden. This building is the honors study. You read books here. And this kind of scholar tree, we call it dragon palm scholar tree. You can see the branches was just like the paw of the dragon. This is a water side hole. It's open, so you can invite your friends here and have some fun here. Okay, or here, that's the highlight of this garden. Look like an animal on the top that was all piled up of small pieces of rockery. Wow, this is beautiful. The peach blossom. But they blocked the way. Otherwise, we can just go inside, explore the cave. Because right now it's more and more people. They don't want people get hurt, so they block the way here. This kind of plant You can see it's an Indian Latin name. Smells so strong. It's too sweet. This is beautiful with the peach blossom, pine, and the maple, rockery, water, cherry. And also you can see the ripples. The rain falling in the pond. Ripples. Wow. Because in that Yangzhou city in South China, that city is flat. No mountain was there. But it is a big hub on the Grand Canal, ancient China. So there's a lot of rich merchants. They sell salt. In ancient China, even today, salt was controlled by the government. They collect a lot of tax from the salt. So those salt merchants are super rich. So they have money to show off and build beautiful gardens. So when they transport the salt to other cities through the Grand Canal, when the boat come back, they will bring the rocks. So the rich merchant can build the beautiful garden with the rocks. This is the second floor of the Garden Museum of China. It's an open garden here. And on a rainy day. I can sit here for hours. Very peaceful, and this is the style of a private garden. Wow. Okay, and we just finished this garden, and I will take you to exhibition hall where they show you the technique of Chinese garden, and that's the theory of building Chinese garden and how people build a Chinese garden. Okay, let's keep moving. In the museum, sometimes you find they're similar, but you learn a lot, and you have a lot of fun. Okay, let's show you this again. Okay, this is the exhibition hall of Chinese garden artistry. Let's take a look. On the plaque, it said, 师法自然，巧夺天工。师法自然 that means learn from the nature. 巧夺天工 that means exquisite skills. Okay, let's take a look. So here's a model of other Chinese garden. So this is to show you the space in the garden, and you can see there's architectures, wooden architectures, and rockery, and pond, and the plant. And this is the Zhichunqiao. I just been there a couple days ago. And this is the secondary building. Okay, let's explore. These are made of concrete. But Chinese people love rocks. We bring the rocks from the mountains or from the lakeside or riverside to decorate our garden, because that symbolizes the mountain in the wild. That's the way you can get closer to nature. And this is the summer palace. So this you can see here, this is the whole floor map of the summer palace. And in Chinese imperial garden, and or sometimes even private garden, they have one theme, a theory to build the garden. It's called Yi Chi San Shan, 1 pond, 3 hills, or 3 islands. You can see here. And this is 3 islands. Because Chinese people believe the immortals, Taoism, immortals lived in the East Sea, where there's 3 islands. So Chinese people like to build the garden in this kind of design, with the 3 islands on the water, symbolize where the immortals lived, because the immortals never die. And this is a Beihai Park beside the Forbidden City. And this technique is called zhangjing, block view. That means when you enter a garden and your view was blocked by a screen wall or rockery, like those rocks. But when you cross the rockery, and you find it's amazing. So that was the surprise. It's like inspection management. When you enter the garden, they make it very narrow, and you will feel compressed. But when you go through that part and you see a big view, then you will be released. So you have that feeling. And this is the summer palace in winter. Okay, I have to be careful. I just bought an insurance last night. I don't want to use it. Well, this is technique, we call it frame view. So you can see the window is just like a frame of the picture. Different garden have a different shape of the wheel. Just like the garden we've been to, they use the window like a painting. Behind is the bamboo. And here is a stone carved You can see the dragon head. The water will come out from the dragon head, running through this channel. Ancient Chinese, the intellectuals are very romantic. They will invite several friends and sitting beside a creek or a place like this, and the water flow down, and they will put a wooden drinking cup and some liquor on it, and where the cup float to the guest before arrived in his position, and he will make one poem. If he failed, and he was punished to drink that cup of alcohol. Okay, let's keep going. And here you can see some color glazed tiles used to build the garden or temples in Beijing. And also there's the color painting on the wooden structures. So these are pavilions. So pavilions are very important in Chinese garden. In Mandarin, we call it a 亭子. It comes from the word 亭, stop, because in ancient China, where they built these pavilions, it's like a post. I mean, just this place you can just sit down and relax. When you're seeing friends off, and you will accompany them all the way to the pavilion. But later, we use it in the decoration of the gardens. And the one on the left is the biggest pavilion in China. It was located in the Summer Palace. And on the bottom, there's 5 pavilions. They were built behind the Forbidden City on the Coal Hill Park. Standing on that spot, you can have a panoramic view of the Forbidden City. So right now we are in a corridor. This spot. My favorite part in the garden is to explore the cave. I really had a lot of fun in the garden caves. And this gate, we call it a moon gate, just like a full moon. And here you can see this is the craftsmen. They are piling up the rockery. So when they built an ancient Chinese garden, and everything, there's a budget. The wood, or everything was budgeted except the rockery, because you never know how much money you'll spend on the rockery. So in South China, in Suzhou, there's sayings that if you hate anyone, you just encourage him to build a garden, because there's no limit to build a garden, and you will become bankrupted if you build a garden. So in Beijing, only the emperor could afford the imperial garden. Okay, here's an ancient design book of gardens. Especially in the Ming Dynasty, there's one designer. His name is Ji Cheng. He wrote a book about a garden. That is the first systematic book about the Chinese garden. And this part is I show you the different shape of the windows in the Chinese garden. Because the different shape of the window, when you look through in the garden, you have a different view. And also this is the color cobble decorated on the floor of the garden. In Beijing, we have many gardens. Today they converted to public park. So I will show you of them. So this is the process when we build the garden. And the first one is you have to study the terrain. And that's not only about the terrain, and also it's about the feng shui. Yeah, the designer have to know something about the feng shui, otherwise they will bring bad luck to the owner. And this is when set up the foundation and then the wooden structures and cover the roof and make the rockery. And this is the finished garden. And here is the tools used by the Chinese carpenters. Okay. Here we are. I will see if it's stopped raining outside. I'll check it out. If it's okay, and I will show you some outdoor gardens. In a rainy day, if you go to the summer palace, you have a different feeling. Okay, here is the rockery. And you can see this is like a line. So just piled up of smaller stones. Okay, the battery almost died. And I will take a break, and later I will streaming outside of the Chinese garden. Okay, see you later. Bye.